Hi there, welcome to Bitcoin Cash Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. In the weekly chart, we can see the text we put in previously still remain valid, which I was a bit hesitating previously because sometimes a PSY level would exhibit this kind of horizontal swing behavior. So it can be a platform period before a crazier climb. So that's why I'm still keeping the question mark for the buying climax. Well, this should have a question mark as well because the whole set over here isn't definitive yet. The only reason that would convince me that these blue tags are definitive buying climax, second test, or automatic reaction, sign of weakness. That factor is this trend, this pink box over here. I've mentioned many times in many different sessions because some altcoins, quite a number of them exhibit similar behavior. What behavior is that? We've got lower and lower and lower peaks. So this one was crazy back in 2021. Subsequently, a very prolonged period of accumulation. And eventually, here you see around April, first week of April 2024, that was the first buying climax. The second was way lower, December 2024, not even touching the top edge of this pink box. Luckily or fortunately, at least we are at similar level over here, like the buying climax back in December 2024. Hi AB. Well, I'll take a look because I've put in the I'll take a look and see whether there's sufficient information to cover. And the other thing is, like I posted in the community post, my schedule is decided based on the both the popularity on the channel, like the engagement I have with the videos the sessions I've done, plus the whether the coin is trending on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. So I'll take a look at ZBCN, but it depends on whether it's got sufficient history and pattern as well. So let's go back to the Bitcoin Cash for the time being. So here, if this trend really persists, then that's the reason that my view these may hold true, and it may be coming down to test the orange key level of 450. There's a timeline to it. While it's not obvious in the weekly time frame, it's still kind of like building up. If it continues to trade sideways for a couple of weeks later, maybe around late October time, it may have a bigger swing. We're still quite ahead of time from then if we just look at the weekly. What happens if we go to look at the daily instead? So here we see this upward channel box that started somewhere around March this year, so almost half a year now. If we want to be exact, that's 166 days. And where we are now is basically range bound between the green key level as well as this white line over here. The white line is basically the playground zone top edge. So here you see the box, right? The long-term playground zone that covers most part of the trading activities or prices. That's where we are. And the range bound is basically between this area since last Wednesday. So it can continue, but the date I was talking about is this, October 7th. Then looking at here, yeah, thanks AB, I saw your message. Then if it really continues to trade range bound and stays above this bottom edge, the support line of the blue upward channel, then eventually when it reaches or get closer to the end of this month or first week of October, the big guys will decide where the price should swing to. Either it goes up and shows us an upthrust of the distribution, which I'm guessing that may be of lower chance. The bigger chance would be breaking the upward channel even through this top edge of the long-term playground zone, come all the way down to test the yellow key level. So reason why I'm saying this before I turn to that, a squeeze, yeah, it's still far, but it can happen in like end of the week, or not this week, end of next week, or like right before our next session. So I'm just going to mention to you the squeeze may happen by then. Why I'm saying it's going likely to go to the downside is especially this. If it fails this second test, today is already testing it. It comes down to hit this white line already, but then somebody pushes it up. Volume itself is still a bit lower than last week, though we're like 1 hours and like 1 day and 21 hours before we declare a close for this week's candle. This gap is still there, and if there are sufficient bullish people, then it can stay over there. But if it doesn't, if it really adjusts from this second test, or you can call it an upthrust, because it's just higher than this over here. That's why I'm thinking would this be a PSY instead. But anyway, if it's an upthrust, it's even, let me move the second test over here. If I change it to line chart, it's easier. You can tell there was a mini peak before this peak. So this, instead of upthrust, if it really goes above, then it's an upthrust after distribution. So turn back to this, that's what I mean. If it comes up and basically went over the green key level 615, then it will be an upthrust of the distribution. Arguably, this is not too much higher than the candle over here, so it's a funny situation basically. Okay, so if it comes down and shows us a sign of weakness, it may rebound from the yellow key level of 530 and probably trade sideways before it comes down to test the 450. So I'm going to move this over there, this over here. This resistance line is still in effect and may be pretty strong as well, because we've got rejections in mid-August, beginning of this month. If it happens every 3 weeks, then by the end of this month we probably will see another challenge got rejected. Let's see whether that's the case. So in summary, I mentioned about a date, end of this month or beginning of October, a breakout has to happen. If it breaks the upward channel, that means the trend has changed and its direction may change also. So that's something significant. If it breaks above the green, it's not as dramatic as breaking the channel, because it's just continuing within the channel and then trade between 615 and 700. So the next 3 weeks will be pretty key for Bitcoin Cash to see whether it can defend its value instead of continuing exhibiting this lower and lower and lower peaks. Thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow. CKB, I think I've done the session earlier, so, and it may be in the training list as well. So let me quickly check, when did I last do CKB? That's probably last week, I think. Yep, right there. August 30th. Oh, already 2 weeks ago. I thought it's more recent. Ah, that's because why I've changed the schedule. So, yep, CKB. Nope, not this one. Um, it doesn't show up either, interestingly. Okay, there we go. August 31st was the last time I did it. Well, but you see, there's not much people supporting it. That's why I dropped it to have for some other coins that's trending. But I will take a look and see whether I've got some answers for you. I'll try to find your comment. I don't know whether it stay there. I think not. So once I finish this streaming session, if you can, please post a comment over here or the CKB video. I'll go and respond to you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks AB for your suggestions and comments. See you in the next session.